basically before the pandemic, we used to have our own sort of paper-based test, and we had conditional offer holders flying to London, coming to Regent on a Friday morning to take the test, and then possibly spending the rest of the weekend in London, and then flying back to their countries. So obviously the number of people who are able to do that compared to the number of people who can take an online test that is delivered online and invigilated remotely. I mean, we're talking it's a massive number, like massive difference in numbers. So we couldn't it was impossible to kind of deliver the exam to everyone. We were only able to test those people who were willing to travel to London, and then those who were unable to travel had to rely on whatever exams were available in their area or in their city, so whatever test centres they had access to, so possibly IELTS or some other exams. And also the difficulty with a paper test is that you have to have a number of different versions. There are questions about a sort of security of the exam, and how do you make sure that that people don't get hold of these questions and then pass them on to others, and so on. So that lots of questions and issues kind of around the test security and reliability, and access generally for people. We are a very, very international university. I think 90% of our students are international students, so this exam is quite important for us. So at some stage I kind of looked at what other options were available out there, and I came across LanguageCert, and that made a massive difference. Identified that it was an internationally recognized exam provider, and the fact that in the UK is Ofqual regulated, and that the exams are aligned with the Common European Framework, and also that it's possible to kind of compare the results against IELTS, just because our entry criteria are sort of expressed in the IELTS terms. So we require either a 5.5 or a 6 or 6.5. So I was looking for an exam that is aligned with the CEFR, but also that we can kind of compare the results against the IELTS results, and that the exam body is in a kind of internationally recognized provider. And I think the fact that LanguageCert exams are also offered as the secure English language tests for UK visas and immigration, that was quite important to us, because that shows that this is an internationally recognized exam that is valid and secure and reliable. So I think these were the main things that we were interested in. And then obviously the one of the very, very important aspects was the remote live invigilation. The fact that we can offer the exam to students who are based all over the world, and that they can take the exam from wherever they are based, and that the exam is invigilated, which means that it's reliable and the results are valid. These were the most important sort of factors when choosing the most suitable exam for us. because our students are based in different time zones. If we were to invigilate this ourselves, it just wouldn't, we wouldn't have the resources, but we also wouldn't want to work in the middle of the night or things like that. Occasionally, I get questions from our candidates who say, "Are you sure I can register for this like any time? But this will be," and sometimes students say, "But this will be in the middle of the night in London." And I say, "Yeah, I know it's in the middle of the night in London, but it doesn't matter because this exam is available 24/7, and there are invigilators who will be working in different time zones." So this makes a difference, and also the fact that there are so many days, dates, time slots to choose from. That just makes it easy for our test takers, because they can take the test at a time that works for them. But obviously for us, it's also important that they can take it as soon as possible. So normally when we contact them and we say, "This is your voucher, please register for the exam as soon as possible and take it as soon as you can," which normally means in the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And we've always had slots available, so that's very important to us, that they don't need, we don't need to wait, I don't know, weeks or months, but the exam is available all the time. Looking at the results, I mean, not everybody passes, so that's also a good sign, because that's sort of natural, that people take the exam and some people will pass, some people won't, or maybe the score, because we look at the individual scores for listening and reading and writing, not just whether they passed or failed, because of the way our entry criteria are set up. Very quickly, that we can access the test results online, and that we know that the exam is valid, reliable, and secure. These are the main things. I think it gave us an opportunity to offer an English language test to all our applicants. In the past, we were only able to offer the test to those applicants who are willing to fly to London for a day to take a paper-based test with us. At the moment, we can offer this test to everybody, irrespective of where in the world they are based. So this makes a massive difference. I mean, we're very happy that we've been using it, and we are intending to continue using this test.